Welcome everybody. We're going to get started. Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jessica Kimmel. Some of you know me as Jessa. I'm the office manager of the Mountaintop Historical Society. And I just wanted to quickly give you a little introduction of how this came to be. When I moved up here, somebody asked me if I wanted to play pickleball, and I politely declined. But I asked if anyone played petanque, thinking no one would know what I'm talking about. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, petanque is the French version of bocce. And I was introduced to Jackie Rouette, who then introduced me to the US Chef Ski Club. And they taught me all about petanque and became a better player, and also welcomed me into their circle, as they have done for many, many, many people. I'm sure you all know. And then, as I got to know them, I quickly realized what impact they have had in the culinary industry, hospitality industry, regionally, nationally, globally, and of course, their impact on ski culture, specifically here at Hunter Mountain. Their impact has reached as far as their skis will take them, but Hunter Mountain is where it all began, and that's their home. And so it's an honor to have the US Chef Ski Club here today at the Mountaintop Historical Society, and to help them celebrate their 50 years of camaraderie, hospitality, and skiing on Hunter Mountain. So please help me welcome Jackie Rouette, Jean-Pierre Picard,
Thank you. So, first of all, I'm Sean Mahoney, and I've had the honor and the privilege to know these men for most of my life. As a local who grew up skiing here at Hunter Mountain, they were always there. I grew up with their kids. In my adult life, I became a ski patroller at Hunter Mountain. I still see them all the time, in a good way, not a bad. But over the course of my lifetime, we've developed some great friendships. And I'm so honored to be asked to moderate this discussion today by Jessa and the Mountaintop Historical Society. And so what a storied organization we have at the US Chef Ski Club. And you know, I'm going to start out, and these guys, I'm going to try and contain the wild horses that they are when we get into some conversations. And we'll do our best and we'll get through. So I'm going to start out with Jackie. So, Jackie, if you had to describe sort of the mission of the US Chef Ski Club, sort of in a sentence, what would that be?
Well, back then, a little more than 50 years ago, almost 60 for the three of us, we started skiing. We never did skiing in Europe because it was, for me, at least for me, it was too expensive, so I couldn't afford it. And when I came to the US, I was introduced, as soon as I came in, I was introduced to the ski here in Hunter by a good friend of mine. I said, oh yeah, I always wanted to ski, so let's go skiing. And here we are today. One sentence.
Yeah. I don't think that quite covered it, but
I can talk forever.
yeah, I mean, so this is yeah.
Can we go back to the picture?
Of course.
I just want to say to show the people what it was then.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
You all remember Goldie, David's mother. You all remember Bormir Slavsky.
My father-in-law.
Our father-in-law. Yes. We do have Easy Slavsky right here. And Jerry Peskowitz.
Oh, yeah.
They were the people. One more, that's the most important one in that case of the Chef Ski Club, is Karl Plattner right here. I have to mention something in between here. You see that guy here? He's not a chef. He's a banker. And he was our first ringer.
The first ringer.
Because he was Swiss. I don't remember his name. Philip, the good Philip of the past, you remember. And he introduced me. He says he's a good skier. I said he's a chef. And he lied to me. He said, yes, go in. And after that, we have Jacques Pépin,
Yeah.
Michel Keller, and Jackie.
I was gonna say, who's that handsome guy right there?
Well, aren't we all handsome then?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, you know, this picture is from.
All right.
Well, what year do you think this is?
Oh, this is 1975,
1975.
December 19, in 1975.
And that's clearly Hunter.
And let me get back to the story there, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
I was also a ski school instructor at the time. I just started the year before, I think. And Jacques and Michel were part of the ski school. But I have to take a parenthesis here and talk about that because Karl Plattner wanted an international staff. And Michel Keller never skied before. Jacques Pépin never skied before. But you French, you in the school. That was back then in 1962.
That was great. So you came here because.
All right.
You came here because of the skiing, or originally, Jackie?
Okay, the way I came here was because of the skiing. Michel Rayard, my friend at the time that I met when I first came to the US a couple of months before, he says, are you a skier? I said, no, but I would love to be. He says, would you like to come skiing? I said, yeah, of course. Where do we go? I said, we go Hunter. And I said, there are some mountains up there. So next thing I know is I am here. And he left me alone at the top of the mountain, and I spent the whole day coming down, falling in every turn. But a week before, he gave me the book to read so that I would be a good skier. I said, okay, if you say so. And sure enough, that's how I started.
Now, Jean-Pierre, how did you come to Hunter as well? Was it for the skiing?
Not at the first time, not really. I was a year in this country, and I had met somebody on the ship coming here, and she said one day, let's go for Thanksgiving. Let's go to Hunter for skiing. And I said, well, I don't know. I didn't have any skiing experience.
Yeah.
And we went. We were at the ski Hollow, and we never skied.
So you didn't know these guys?
I didn't know this guy at that
Yeah.
time. No, I met them much later. That was 1965.
Wow.
And I experienced Hunter, but there was not much snow on Thanksgiving, and we didn't have a chance to ski. And then after that, when I met those guys, then I started skiing. My first experience was in Sterling Forest, on a little
Yes,
trail.
a
That
little
was
trail
like going,
inside Forest.
as Jackie said, going up, falling, every
Yeah.
turn. And that was it.
Wow.
And then Hunter came up, and during the winter, almost all weekend, we were coming up.
Amazing. Gerard?
Same story, more or less.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I came to Hunter Mountain, a friend of mine he said, "Why don't you want to go skiing?" So I said, "Oh, okay," but I never skied before. Where I ski because I was in the French army with the chasseurs alpins, so I did a little bit skiing, but it's not really skiing because it's more like walking with the backpack, the gun, and everything. So I have an idea more or less the ski was, but we didn't ski. So the first time I skied was on Hunter Mountain, and after that, like you say, we met each other, and then we used to come up on the weekend because we work all of them on the restaurant business. So the only day we can ski really is on the weekend. So we come up after work on Saturday night. We get up early. It's around 1 o'clock in the morning, and the next day we're on the slope. So
Yeah.
that's the story. Yeah.
I mean, Hunter Mountain was a little different back then. You know? So why don't we talk about that for just a minute? I mean, 50 years ago, Hunter Mountain was much different.
We were all of us in the restaurant industry. We didn't know each other. Jean-Pierre was at one place downtown, and Gerard was uptown, midtown, like I was, and I was in midtown. In 1968, I was invited to a Meshui. If you don't know what it is, it's this guy here, Jacques, who had invited a lot of us to come to his house, and that's when most of us, we all met together. Whether it was the chef from the Cirque Verne, whether it was André Sautner, Jacques Pépin, Gloria was here, of course, and next thing we know, we are a group of chefs in 1968. So that was perfect for the beginning of the club at Camaraderie.
Yeah.
Wow. The thing isn't working anymore. Like, this is working, but now I can't scroll through. I was just going to show, like, you know, the picture of the dinners. You know, these guys will get together. I mean, Hunter had a much different life, though, as far as, you know, we had the mountain, we had many, yeah, I mean, that's what these guys, that's what the weekends look like, right?
20 pages, center pages, 20 of them in Cuisine magazine. Gerard.
Yeah, I used to do that. That's a trout, I made the small trout, and then, you know, this guy, Bernard Herrmann,
Yeah.
who made the pâté, and then we cut the pâté. Yeah.
What was it like for this kid to grow up around you guys, eating like the way you do,
Huh?
skiing, you know?
That's I think that's.
Yeah, that was in my house up across the street from the slopes.
Yeah, amazing. So the US Chef Ski Club, this is the 50th year. So Jackie, if you wouldn't mind letting us know why this was started and.
All right. First of all, I go into a little story that happened to Jean-Pierre and I. Here we are now in 1973. Skiing was in our blood. We had to ski no matter what. So the restaurant business was important, but skiing was more important. Jean-Pierre, out of order, came in one week. He said, "Okay, let's take a week vacation." Where do we go? Hunter Mountain. That's our home.
That's right.
We were all at, you took that. We were all at Jojo Keller, who has an inn at the time, right across from where Jean-Pierre lives right now on Main Street. And we were a group of old French, that's for sure. That's old French at the time. And we were enjoying dinner prepared by the best chef at the time, best pastry chef at the time. Michel Keller became, like his father, one of the best pastry chefs also in the world. So we were in his place, and we were bringing the wine, but they were preparing the food. Guess what kind of food we had? Nothing but the best bourgeois cooking. So we enjoyed, Jean-Pierre and I, we come, 1973, and at the time that was the beginning. Carl Plattner started taking some people to in his staff, and Monty Rios was there, and so was Glenn. You may remember Glenn Rios at the time. He was a ski instructor, and we were driving him a little crazy because he was never fast enough for us. He was our ski instructor. And I said, why don't we go to the west side? 3 years prior, they had opened the west side. That's where we skied.
Yeah, that's
we
where we
want to
wanted
go
to be.
there.
I know that feeling.
Okay. So anyway, we said, okay, we go over there. And next thing we know is we have created, bonded with the ski school. At the time, it was 1973. Sure enough, the year after I started the instruction. Anyway, that's part of it.
That's part of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, that is this.
Oh,
Yeah, that's.
great picture here. At the time, we were very strict. I go into the beginning of the chef's ski race because I think it's why we're here, and that's very important. I am with André Sautner walking to the lodge after skiing in the morning with Easy, who was taking me, lucky me, early at 7:30. Even though I slept only 2 or 3 hours, I was very happy to go skiing before starting giving lessons.
Yeah.
But after that, we never know if we could ski. And so I skied early. We come out on André Sautner and we come out, and Carl is there. He says, hey guys, I have a question for you. Won't you mind putting a few chefs together, and we're going to call it the Chef's Ski Race? I said, that's a good idea. He says, I want to honor Jacques Pépin, who was a ski school instructor. That was in 1974, his accident.
right.
He had
so
a very terrible accident.
he had a very
Oh
terrible
my
accident.
God.
Right.
He's alive today, and thank God, all the time. He had the worst accident, automobile accident, here in Hunter, that you could imagine. But we won't go into that detail. Carl, he says, we want to honor Jacques. I said, okay, you got it. That was in November, where we were skiing at the time. In November, and the 19th of December, we had our first chef's ski race with 23 racers. Most of you know them all, except for the ringer. And that was, but we had one thing in common with Carl Plattner. He was such a mind, a guy, it's incredible. He wanted everybody not to go with the trophy, because one of them would go with the trophy, but everybody would go out with a prize. And I had at La Petite Marmite, which was my restaurant, a customer who every winter invited 75 people to 100. Each one of them had a prize. This is your prize, this is your prize. And he knew them all, he knew us all, and he was giving the prize to his friends. Incredible. I said, God, that's a very good idea. Scandinavian ski shop. Some of you might remember. Larry, I think. Anyway, he said, okay, I'll have the prizes for you. So we got the prizes, 23 of us, on the balcony on top. The skis, all of them were there, and we had bonded that time.
So Carl Plattner really had a big
Carl
influence.
is, okay, I would say Carl is the creator, I am the founder.
Okay.
That's the way I have put it all the time, and we will all happy about that. Chefs, back then, you see that hat? They must, that was a must. Apron, no apron at the time, that's when the sponsor came in. Jacket, and I have a good story for the jacket. You design your own jacket.
Right.
It has to be a shirt jacket, but the design in the back had to be your own.
Very cool.
So everybody was staying with the jacket, like Didier, like Jean-Pierre, and both of them were the winners at different times.
That's my
That's
restaurant.
you. That's
That's my restaurant I have in Manhattan.
So that's Didier.
yeah.
Yeah. It was in 1985.
Just for Bordeaux.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
1984, 1985 Didier. Because in 1986, that was 10 years, roughly 10, 11 years after we started the first chef. Well, let's go back to the first few ones. December 1975, that's when we started. But in February, we had another one. At the time, for 5 years, we had 2 races at the time. All right? So, it was constantly on the slopes, a lot of chefs skiing with their chef jacket. You could see them all over the place. The reason why? 1978, and that was February 1978. Prior to that, I called the New York Times and I said, listen, why don't you talk about the chef ski race a little bit? And a friend of mine. And he said, okay, you know what? Frank might be able to do that. Frank was Frank Pryor, the wine critic at New York Times. Frank came over, I said, Frank, you have to do that. You have to do that for us. That would be good. Because at the time we had 100 chefs skiing with no sponsor, nothing. All of a sudden we got to 100, 150. We had the Colonel's Halls at the time. The dinner, it was full of chefs. So anyway, to go back to the Frank Pryor, on the race of February 1978, Jean-Pierre, in the starting gate, Michel Keller next to him, because of course we had double course. And that was the beginning of a lot of publicity, not only for the chefs, but for the hunter area.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
You know, and I've read a little bit about it, and so you were in Cuisine magazine, you were in Manhattan magazine, but not only that, you attracted some major sponsorship.
Well, another story.
That's how this works.
All you have to do is make me talk. I met a lady because in the restaurant business, we are involved in liquors as well as food. So all the liquor people were coming because we had a reputation, we had a good place. Let's make sure that they have our products. That's the way they were thinking. So here is this lady who comes and she says, I'm with Camaraderie. How? I said, you're the perfect candidate to be our sponsor. And I did that to, I don't know how many people. I did that to them. They all put a few prizes together, and here we are. But anyway, that prize, Camaraderie, she said, okay, I'll get you a prize. How many you want? I said, we're close to 200 now. Oh, okay. All right. So that was the beginning of Camaraderie. And she comes up with umbrella. Beautiful Camaraderie, big, beautiful umbrella. What do we do with umbrella? Well, we're human beings, we walk. If it's raining, you put the umbrella. So we were 150 that day. And she came to me after, she says, okay, that was good, I like that. What happened to 50? I said, what the heck are you telling me? You gave me 200. You know what I did for you? I did your own publicity. I gave it to everybody who was here. Oh, okay.
Okay.
That was the end of, at the time, Camaraderie, that's all they did. And that's for the next story.
People are too after that when we went to Italy.
Oh yeah, I forget about that too.
Yeah, when we go,
You want me to
we're
continue?
going to get there, but so, you know, we had Grand Marnier, we had American Express, and that's kind of when the US Chefs ski race sort of maybe got a little bit bigger than Hunter Mountain, though, right? I mean, you guys went some other places with this race and your organization. That's pretty incredible.
Back then in 1979, I said that to, so by the time we appointed a small group, Didier was part of it, Gérard was part of it, Jean-Pierre was part of it. We created a small group because we got big. That's when the whole idea and Michel Kellogg was part, and Pietro Lavilotti, you may remember him at the time, and we were all chatting together about the chef's keywords. I was the founder, but after that, those guys helped me a lot. I mean, I had to. I had two restaurants at the time to operate, and I had to stop a little bit. So they helped me a lot. 1979, the idea germed in our head that maybe we can go international. So, before national, international. So, what country came first to our mind? France. Courchevel. Wow. And we organized, I said, okay guys, not everybody is going to go to. We had 4 categories, that's another thing. 4 categories, 1 woman, 3 men. Guess what? At the time, up to 30, that means 19 to 30, 30 to 45, and guess what? 45 and over. At the time, nobody in the 45 and over. Now, the 75 and over, we are all in there. So, anyway, let's go back to international. So I contacted a friend of mine who owns Le Zénith at the time, which was the shop of Aaron, who was the owner, and my friend took over. And we went to Le Zénith. We organized everything based on Le Zénith, which was 1650 or 1750, and we had to come down to Courchevel. They had organized that each one of us would be invited by all of the restaurants in the mountain. You remember, Didier? Incredible. And we had a good time, but we didn't have a race over there. We had games on skis. We accepted it. We didn't compete that day.
Yeah.
We were mad about that, but that's the way it is. But at the time also, Martini Rossi was one of our sponsors, and they wanted that. So anyway, we had a good time, and we said, okay, our turn now. Why don't you come to Hunter the year after, 1981? Shame on us. Not because of the mountain, but because of the emperor of the organization. We were not prepared for it. And we cried. We cried because we were not able to give them what they have given us the year prior. So, another story after.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that's great. I mean.
So that was international.
That's where we created the club because.
Okay, I'm getting there. I have the documents on it. 1982, Pietro Lavilotti says, I have a good lawyer. I said, well, you close by, it's Albany, that's where he had 3 pizzerias. I said, Pietro, go ahead, show us the lawyer, let's talk about it. And at the time, I think we had 13 signatures on the document, inclusive of the lawyer. And we were all in agreement that in order to go, we had to create an organization. That's when the Chef's Ski Club was created in 1983. 8 years after the Chef's Ski Race. Because at the time, we had no sponsor. We had one day close to 200 people just by us promoting, spreading the word to everybody, to all of our clients, to all of our friends. Double Day, for me, Double Day gave us, one day I said, Monsieur Double Day, you have to give us a prize. That's the way I was acting in my restaurant. Oh, okay. Next thing I know, his secretary, he was next door to my place, his secretary comes in with 5 golf, because he was a golfer. I said, what the heck am I going to do with it? So finally we got that. That's how we got prizes, by the way. Each one of us in our restaurants, we were telling our clients and we were telling them, listen, can you do something? And sure enough, we had prizes, always enough. Whether we had the maximum we had was 304 people in our chef ski race in 100. David, let me talk about David a little bit. I said, David, we have to make it professional. At the time, we had the race on Madison Avenue and the final on Eisenhower. And I said to David, who was in charge of the snowmaking, I said, David, a little bump, maybe like the professional? Yeah, okay. But they didn't make it on Eisenhower. They made it.
Oh, Madison?
Madison. You should have seen the people. We attracted all kind of people, non-skiers even. So like, one day, I gave a lesson on Saturday, and on Sunday he was skiing in the west. That was a sad. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. So, Pierre Farney, you all know him. Pierre comes, Jackie, what the heck you did? I said, what do you mean I did? He says, look at the bomb they put. Oh, it's over there. No, it's here. Oh my God. On Madison Avenue, they had about a meter and a half of bomb. I said, guys, don't go in the bomb. Go on.
Oh man. So, you know, the early days, you guys all worked in restaurants. It's commonly known that working in a restaurant is very hard, it's very difficult, it's a little time consuming. How did you guys balance that? Like in most of your restaurants, I know Gerard, he had Chateau Bellevue for a long time here.
That was prior. He had
Prior,
two restaurants in New York.
but Bistro Bordeaux was in New York. I mean, that's a lot of time. How did you guys manage that lifestyle? What was it like for
Well,
your families?
My philosophy is that you live only once. Take advantage, the maximum you can, while you're there. Because if you were like friends of mine who were waiting for their retirement, the pension and everything, yeah, but they forgot one thing, they were, forget about it. That was my philosophy. So, at 1 o'clock in the morning, after, we met together sometimes, especially with Gigi, I did a lot. My wife, Annie's wife, was coming with the kids in one car, and we were coming after work, 1, 2 o'clock sometimes. So we came in at 4. But guess what? I don't know about Gerard and Jean-Pierre, but Izzy Slotsky was waiting for me at 7 o'clock to go on the lift. And that's because I was instructing at the time. And I said, he knew that I had no time to ski most of the time on the day. And that was only my day off because we had only one day off. Gerard mentioned Saturday before. We didn't have a weekend. We had one day. So at 4 o'clock sometimes we would come in, all of us, at 8:30, 9 o'clock at the time. Oh no, 8:30 at the time. We were on the skis.
Amazing.
I
mean,
we live only once.
you live only once. I mean,
And I hope I'm going to go for a lot of many years to come.
you look good.
I'll tell you
Yeah, I mean, so you did that for a long time, all of you guys, but then you moved here. And, you moved, but I know, you my whole life, Gerard, you, Jackie, I mean, you guys live here year-round, and you have for a long time. And so was that always the goal, sort of to, hey, I need to get there. I need to get to Hunter. And
But closer to New York, there was and there is still nothing compared to Hunter for skiing. If you're a damn good skier, you're going to enjoy Hunter. It may be short, but it's damn good mountain.
yes.
And we went to all of the mountains. And okay, back then, in 1982, a guy came to my place with his, I don't know. Oh yeah, Mr. Silver was there too. So Michel Roux, the new owner, and the old owner, Silver was his name. And they came and have a lunch at my place. I knew Silver, I didn't know Michel. So Silver introduced me to Michel. And guess what? Honestly, I'm not afraid of nobody. And I said, Michel, oh, nice to meet you. Do I have something for you? The new owner. So that's how we started the Camaraderie thing.
That's amazing.
And I told him about the umbrella. He said, I'm sure that it's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
So, back then, we had the international event. So in 81, New York, 100, 82, 83, 82, 83, we went to, that's another story. We went to Austria, and we went to Switzerland. No, Austria, France. Austria, we went. Yeah, Switzerland, Lisa, that's when your father got on the ridge, and he was continuing on the ridge, and the ridge was getting smaller and smaller, and the dip was higher and higher. And we were down there, he's here, oh my God, what do we do? So finally, he couldn't turn around, you know. No, of course, he was already in his 70s. We had to go and pick him up and slowly but surely hold him back. There was like at least 100 meters. So we spent the whole day doing it, but we had a good time. So, to go back to Austria. So the selection of the 16 members who were going to compete in the international event was we had 5, we had 4. We had 4 categories, a woman category, always. Woman category, and as I said, the 3 categories, up to 30 to 45 and over. Well, 16 of us, we go with part of our skiing, we won the chef ski race, you know, that's beautiful. So now we get there, 7 o'clock in the morning, piece of ice like this and cold in the mountain in Austria. Ice, you remember, Johan?
Oh yeah.
Oh. I said, how are we going to ski that?
Oh, I
So
think
finally,
I have pictures, I think of that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, the story goes, by 10 o'clock, it was nothing but mush. We were only the US ski team from 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock. Training, we had to train. And the Australian people came in, and guess what? The best time of our team was number 17.
Yeah.
Meaning the 16 were all Australian.
You guys had the best time. You still do.
Well, we had a good time. That's when we had the dinner at the 3 Stars Michelin in Germany. You remember the German guy who was included? Oh my God. Didier, you remember? L'Aubergine, yeah. Oh my God.
Amazing.
So anyway, back then I said, okay, enough of international. After that defeat, I said, no, we go national now. Let's go to where? It's about time to discover the US, West Side. And I said, okay, let's go. I mean, everybody said, okay, let's go. So, next thing I know is we get it there, and we have a good time. We raced. We were having a good time. Gerard was our main chef at the time, and he said, okay. We said, we're not going to go to the restaurant. We're going to eat in the room. But there was a balcony, and Gerard, he said, yeah. Well, we just forgot that there was no grill. He said, not to worry. Goes to the fridge, take everything out, take the grill, here is the grill. Talking about innovation. So, we had a good time. That was 1984. And 1985, after all the press release we had, I mean, I was in between, I was there, I don't know if you know, But in between, I took my little 30-footer across the Atlantic.
Oh.
Okay, in 1979. That's another story for another time. But anyway, the press coverage that we had for the chef ski race and the promotion and the culture of hunter it's incredible. Incredible. We're not the only one to have brought up something in hunter. But I have to say, it's not because there are short skis here, but I tell you something. They were always, what is it we can do for you?
Very supportive.
What is it we can do for you? There was no day where I didn't have David, I didn't have CB, I didn't have Easy, I didn't have Ethel, even Ethel, and Goldie at the time. And they were all, what can we do for you?
Well, I mean, it was an amazing cultural event. You know, this is something unique upon itself. One of the questions that I have is, do you think that the U.S. Chef Ski Club could have possibly been started anywhere else but Hunter Mountain?
Oh, there was no way.
There's no way, right?
I was a founder. George Bauer was a very good friend of mine. He did parties in nightclubs. He was coming every day for lunch, got drunk every day with a lot of people we know, but we sorry for that. So George used to give me advice also. In a sense, it was advice. We were friends, but he was telling me he was teaching me how to materialize all of the ideas that came to my mind. So I said, okay, and he was giving me a lot of advice. So Ski Magazine was our sponsor, and because it was a monthly thing, it was good.
That's
because
amazing.
all his idea was, the more we talk about it, the more of my clients, Grand Marnier and vodkas and everything, the more they would come and advertise, because Ski Magazine, it became a good magazine also after that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but I think, you know, we're 2 hours from New York.
Right.
We have the Slutsky family.
But the point I wanted to say that George Bauer and the Slutskys, what they identical to me with the Slutskys, there was a bond there.
Amazing. I mean, growing up in Hunter Mountain, skiing in Hunter, your face is up on the Skier Hall of Fame. And Andre Soltner, Jacques Popin, I mean, that tells me that, and that was Orville and Izzy that really were the ones that say, yep, those guys go up. That one goes up this year.
To me,
They loved you.
To me, I am so thankful, and I'm so happy I have known the Slutskys, to be honest. And they rewarded me for 12 years that I voluntarily did something that I loved.
Yeah.
But behind the voluntary thing, let's be honest, I have 3 restaurants in New York. Each time we were promoting Hunter, we were promoting the chefs, but my restaurants as well. That was very important. So when Michel Roux came over with the idea of having the Grand Marnier Chef Skiers, it was 1985. We were at a round table in my own La Petite Marmite, and I said, and I read everything that we were putting on paper. So we had a run for 11 years with Grand Marnier, and also Grand Marnier was attracting a lot of other sponsors. I don't know if you remember Cuisina one day. Mm-hmm. Cuisina one day.
Yeah.
Can you tell how many Cuisinards we had?
Yeah, we have the price.
We had 300 of them. That's the question.
Yeah.
300?
300 of them. Each one of them had the Cuisinard.
So did you get a Cuisinart mixer? If you just join the race, you got a mixer?
That was part of the goodie bag.
That was the goodie bag.
The goodie bag. Because I wanted everybody to go away with not only a grand prize, but also a goodie bag. And in the goodie bag at the time, it was Jean-Pierre, at least $100 in each one of them. Oh my God. So anyway, Chef's Ski Club in 1973. And this guy is fabulous. He became at the time, 1983, he became our treasurer. That was the title we gave him. And look at today.
And he still holds that title to this day.
No, you didn't play with you. You don't play. Okay? Hey, it's not done alone. I'm not alone. We have been, all of us, working together. What's your idea? What's your idea? Okay, let's put it together. Let's put it on the table here. Let's see now. Oh, okay, this one is good. And that's how we became successful as far as the Chef's Ski Club.
Yeah.
Now, new ownership, departure of Grand Marnier, there was no sponsor in 1996. And I don't know if you know, but I stepped out in 1991 of the presidency of the Chef's Ski Club. I had some disagreements with some of our members which were the extreme for me. Again, they may not be for themselves, but they were for me. I said, no way that my name is going to be associated with guys like you. Jean-Pierre is witness, he can tell you the story if he wants to. But in 2006, my wife passed away, and Jean-André Sauter says, we need you, Jean-Pierre, the same thing, we need you at the Chef's Ski Club. I says, what do you want me to do? Well, we need a push. That was 2006. In 2006, my wife passed away, I had a boat still, and 2009 I said, okay, no, I had a boat in 2006, I sold it in 2014. But I decided that in 2009 I was going to come up live here for good. So I live here since 2009 for good, and I gave up the selling part of it, and we started a new game, which was not new for none of us, but new for a lot of you guys. We started the pétanque. Today I'm proud to say that all the people we started 2, 3, 10 years ago, they're good pétanque. They're good at that. And we have a tournament. I told you we don't have one a year. We have 6 a year. And a grand final, and a grand, that's also Ross. And a grand final coming up on the 14th. You guys are invited to come and check us when we play on Sunday the 14th.
You guys play a lot, though. You play much more than these tournaments.
Hey, if you want to become a good skier, what do?
You ski a lot.
You ski a lot.
Yeah.
Are you good to start with?
No.
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 Are you good after?
Yeah.
You bet.
Depends.
The more you do, it's like everything else in life.
Yeah.
The more you do, the more practice you have. To me, it's normal that you become, or at least try to be the best.
Yeah.
That's me.
Absolutely. So, you brought up the pétanque. I was going to get to it. So, that's probably, I would say, your favorite non-skiing activity, certainly in the summertime. That's what you guys do. I mean,
Since I moved away from sailing, which is in 1914, I have focused myself into the summer. I've been happy and staying as long as I can, and so far I'm succeeding.
yeah. And why don't we talk about, a little bit about the court now, and
Okay.
how that came to be.
All right. C.B. Stratsky, David's brother, became along the years a good friend of mine. And one day I introduced him, we were 4 or 5 to play, Gerard, Jean-Pierre and I, he said, we introduced him to the pétanque. And C.B. happened to like the relaxation we have out of when you're happy with your score. That's the last thing we said too. But it's a relaxed sport. It's a sport for older people as well as young people. But it's definitely when you are reaching a certain age and you spend time at home doing nothing, walking there, it's good to socialize. Spend 2 hours. That's about the number of hours we play every day, 2 to 3 hours. And we socialize. Believe me,
You guys are
it's
eating,
not only
eating
pétanque.
and drinking.
We have tables, and it's long tables where we can sit and chat and enjoy a glass of rosé. I don't know if you know rosé, but
That's why we
Speaking
do-
of which, Jackie,
That's what it is now. But the beginning, we were playing on the parking lot of Hunter. Either up
right
in the
at
trees
the bottom
or
at the riverside.
and
lots.
having a little glass of wine or a little something on the hood of the car.
Yeah.
We didn't have any things, a camping chair and the hood of the car was our table. We were sitting down and enjoying a couple of glass of wine and something.
oh, talking about it. Oh God, lucky me.
That was the beginning of the
Yeah, I
tour.
was thirsty.
I've been talking a lot.
So to get back to pétanque, which is a very important moment in our life lately, is CB and we talked a lot about it, and he says, and I told him once, I said, it's good to play on the parking lot here, but nobody can really, except the people who go to the hotel or who live up there, nobody sees us here. He says, you're right. So we were talking about eventually getting a new court, and I told CB and Jean-Pierre and Gerard also at the time, I said, you know what I see? What I see coming out of the court, that bridge here, coming out of Hunter Mountain skiing area, you make a right, you make a left, you watch a right, you watch a left, but you look sad also. I said, that's a place I would love to have. And he says, you're right, that's a good idea. What do I do next thing? 10 o'clock at night, I call Steve Botti. Steve was a good friend of ours for many years, and I said, I called and his wife Yolanda answered. I said, can I speak to Steve? No, that was 10 o'clock in the morning. Can I speak to Steve? And she says, well, I'm sorry to tell you, but he passed away last night, 11 o'clock. I felt so bad that I did too late. And that he departed. I said, oh my God, that's incredible. So anyway, she said, no, Jackie, let's talk. And she said, he would have done it for you, and I'd do it for you. She gave us the court. And CD, who was next to me, also says, don't worry, if you don't have money, I'll put it up. I said, my God, that's beautiful. And that's how it was started.
Yeah, and this here was the grand opening of CB's court, right? Which was an amazing event.
Yeah.
You know, we all had a great time that day. And now that's the center of pétanque, not only in Hunter, I think, you know, anywhere around here. I mean,
Yeah, well, CB and I had great ideas. Why not build a stadium? So, keep the ideas, we never know.
yeah.
No, but we have a lot of people now, at least people see us. We have a lot of people that comes in on a day basis when we play a little bit between ourselves. People coming, oh, I didn't know you had pétanque here. And the club now has more members thanks to the pétanque.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you guys are all French, right? I think. But the UHF Ski Club, right? It's not. You don't have to be French to join the UHF Ski Club.
International.
Right. It's an international ski club. Let's talk about that because, you know, certainly in the races, we have many American chefs from other nationalities, diversity, you know, so.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we proud of the Karl Plattner's ID. Never take that away from me. He was the one who created the chef's kiosk. Like he did the doctor's waste, like he did the nurse waste, like he did the fireman place, like he did the police, and he was the brain. He was the brain. Up to us to show him that we are able to follow his idea. Not only did I follow this idea, but I brought on the table something we didn't think before, the sponsorship.
Yeah.
But most of all, Karl Plattner and the Schwarzkis, that's the reason why we are in country.
Absolutely. I mean, exactly. You know, Karl Plattner and the Slutskys, they helped you, they gave you the ball, right? You ran with the ball, right? You ran with the ball and you grew this organization to many, many members. Let's talk about today a little bit. And like, you know, somebody joins, right? You know, we have a website, right? The uschefskiclub.org. And where people can go to the website, they can join.
He's taking care of it.
Yes, I help out a little bit with it, but you know, so when somebody joins, what can they expect from the U.S. Chef Ski Club today?
Well, first of all, when we say we explain who the Chef Ski Club is, skiing comes. It's skiing club originally. So if a skier, you can join us not only because you're a skier, but in the summer we have. If you're a golfer, next year we're planning on. Up till now we have one golf tournament. But this year, for some reason, a couple of us, including the guy in front of me and me, we love golf also. It's not only pétanque that we love, it's also golf, and we had a good time. And so next year we will have 3 tournaments of golf. So we have golf, we have pétanque, we have a beautiful river there where you can go swimming if you want to, or some part of it. We call it the pools. We can do that. We have the North Lake next door, which is fabulous, and we try to improve ourselves in ideas, not in our games, but in ideas. And one of the ideas that came up many years ago, after taking the team, so-called U.S. Chef Ski Club ski team, to the international event, we decided that to continue.
Yeah.
And it was trips we would do to Europe. We would never go to the same place.
Right. So I wanted to talk about that. I mean, the trips are amazing. You guys take at least 1, 2 trips, 3 trips.
In 2 weeks from now, a group of us are leaving for Punta Cana. Thanks to the pétanque, we have developed a trip to the Caribbean in the summer. This year it's in September, next year it could be in May, we don't know. But that's one trip. Then we go to Europe at least twice a year, which is January and March. This year, the trip in January, it's not decided yet because I want to see how many people would love to go to Quebec City, and there is a Club Med called Le Massif over there, which I'm looking forward for. I speak Santal. I never went to the Massif, but I have friends who did, and you did. And we want to go to Quebec. It's a driving distance. We don't have to take a plane. And this will be in January. This year, thanks to our colleague Michel, we have a trip to Japan. 2 weeks in Japan in February, inclusive of a ski trip, but also a part of it which will be visiting the country. And then in March, we always go to a European trip, which is, could be Switzerland, could be France, could be Italy, could be Austria, could be Germany, it doesn't matter. We try not to go to the same place, but we organize a trip in March. So those are the 4 tricks we
And,
do.
and when you go on a trip with the USF Ski Club, right, it's typically a fixed price that basically gets you all of the skiing, that gets you like,
Well, when it's decided that aside from France, there are not many clubs made. In Italy there are none, in Austria there are none, and in Switzerland I think there are none either. So it's mostly France. So we don't want to go to France all the time skiing. We take hotels as well. So, but yeah, it's a fixed price. We say, okay, guys, Club Med, it's $4,000. You can take $100 with you to go. I'm sure you're going to come back with $100 in your pocket because it's all inclusive. When it comes to when we go to hotels, then we don't have the lift ticket included. We don't have the drinks included.
that would be very expensive.
Those 2 items sometimes exceed the other cost. So anyway, this is what we do. I'm serious. No, we're not because we chef that or restaurateur that we are drinkers.
No, I
We
mean,
drink with the rosé especially. 12% of alcohol is good.
yeah. But I guess the moral of the story is that, you know, the USF Ski Club, has grown into something much, it's grown into something much, much more than just a ski race or how it began. This is a collective of people who enjoy sort of living life together and enjoying many aspects of life together. I mean, you guys have been friends for more than 50 years, right? You brought me.
1968.
Yeah.
The rendezvous at Jacques Pépin's Méchoui. That's where we met. Actually, not with Jean-Pierre. No, we didn't meet in 68. You didn't come to the party. But that's where No, I don't. It's not pejorative. No.
I probably was working.
That was the year he got married.
Jackie, what about your bicycle races?
Oh,
You guys did for a while.
thank you. Oh, your father was responsible again. Hey, I told Izzy, I said, Izzy, we had mountain bikes at times, but we gave up that one. But at the beginning, there was, I got 2 stories of that. And 2 people here involved. So, one story is that we're going to do a road event. And the road event was a race. So, I called our good friend from the chateau in, what was his name? I forgot.
Yeah.
Anyway, I called him and I said, can you bring a few people? He said, yeah, I'll bring my group. I forgot that he was a professional racer, biking. So, anyway, Hunter Mountain, that's where we decided. Ski board, the ridge, 23 to 14 back. But when you reach the top, you finish Hunter, you go up a little bit, it's tiring on the legs for those of us who are not biking a lot. But when you came to 214, the side, when you make a right turn, it's dangerous. And the first, it's going to come. So with the rest, that was it. I said for the non-professional, 4 times. For the professional, 10 rounds.
Wow.
So it worked, but in between, Didier, I have to mention that, Didier, excuse me, but Didier says, bike race, okay, but I don't have a bike. Let's go and buy it. I said, well, I'll buy one too. And we go on a professional friend of ours who guided us into buying that bicycle. And here we are, we buy, at the time, $1,200. But money was no object at the time, so I said, okay, let's buy it. He bought one, I bought one. So I trained, that was way, like 3 weeks prior to the race. I trained around my park in Forest Hills, and Didier didn't train. So I said, Didier, you have to back a little bit. He says, I never back. I said, what are you telling me? The race is tomorrow. Oh, he says, I can train today. So now we train. We go downtown. Edith, his wife, and my wife, José, they're driving behind, and Didier is. He is like that. The next thing I know is touch one of the mirror on one car, mirror out. Stop it. We put the bag in the car and we went home. Another way of cheating was Michel Keller. Instead of going to the top, Alfredo, you remember where Alfredo used to be?
Yes.
You have a turn there. Now there is a wage. But at the time there was no wage.
Right.
And that was a little further where Green is. And he takes his back on his trucks, goes around, and comes back the other way and starts talking. And I said, Michel, I didn't see you pass by me. Oh yeah. And at one point I am going, I look in the mirror and I see Michel with his back on. Oh, I said, no. Some people are smart, you know. So anyway, he has a back way. And that was also good. We didn't do too much or too many of those.
A couple of years.
Yeah, you were good and you're still good. I know that.
So, nowadays we're doing so much, right? We're doing all these ski trips, the pétanque, right? And, for me, I want to see this club continue for a long time. How do we do that? How do we make that happen?
Let's understand one thing. As much as we want to do it, age can become a factor for some of us. And sooner or later, the stuff has to happen. So our legacy, especially Jean-Pierre and I, especially because he's 10 years younger, our legacy is that they will be able to attract younger people and continue. I think it's a good thing for all of us. It's not a one-way street, it's good for all of us.
Absolutely.
And that's the most important part. If it's good for me, it's good for you, let's do it. And that's what happened. But Jean-Pierre and I, we discussed a lot. We're not getting young. 84 years old.
You could have fooled me. You could have fooled me, though. I mean, all the stuff that you guys do.
I have a little something to tell you. If you follow us skiing, you have no idea. No way.
That's right. But it's the skiing, the pétanque, you guys take care of yourself. You know how to live. I mean, I said that many times.
You forget the most important thing.
What's that?
The food we eat.
The food that you
We don't eat junk food.
eat. No.
Once in a while.
I love hanging out with you guys, by the way. I always eat very well.
No, I do believe, and I do believe that if you eat good, we have been used to eating good all the time. When we meet at friends' house, when we meet together and everything, you can be sure it's going to be a very good meal, which is not going to leave you full for 24 hours. Right. We eat light and not too much. I guess that's the answer to the food we eat.
I mean, I can't say that I've ever had a bad meal with you guys. So, so Gerard is going to get the torch at some point.
we need some young blood at the top.
We need, like the story about the 45 and older. 50 years ago there was 0, 50, up to 44, 45 today there are zeros. Everybody is 45 and older.
Got some younger people coming
My son
in.
is 49 years old. I was hoping that his son is 51 and the older one 54. I was hoping that some younger blood would come into. We have a few members, but are they going to do what we do? Let's be honest too. Life today is different than it was in 1965.
It's a really good point.
It's day and night.
It's a really
How
good-
easy it was for us? It was not easy, but I do believe it's much easier to be that in 65, that it was much easier to be in 65 than we are in 25 or 24.
And not only has life changed, but our community has changed, and you know we have less young people, I think, here in general, right?
I don't know. I don't know the.
What do you consider young?
Younger than me, it's young.
I'll agree to that.
Yeah. But you guys have created an incredible foundation for when the torch is passed, that they can run with some amazing things that you have created. The ski race, pétanque, you know, these trips. I mean, how cool is that, right? I mean, you know, this will continue, is my point, right? Because why would it not?
Do you guys wish me to live to be 100?
Yes.
Yes.
It's continuing.
Yes, please.
It's going to continue.
Good.
God is going to call me one day, and it can be tomorrow, it can be the day after. I live for now. I don't live for tomorrow when I die. That's the way my philosophy of life is.
Okay, so we're getting to the end, and I have two fun questions. So the
Okay.
first question. So one ski run, one ski slope, ski trail, anywhere in the world, your favorite, most memorable.
There are so many memorable ones that it's hard to differentiate one good one from another good one. So if you ask me one to answer, I don't have any. I have enjoyed skiing Europe, but I have enjoyed also back then when Grand Marnier took over. I don't know if you're aware of it, but we have 5 divisions. We had 5 divisions. And division where we had 2. We had one near Boston, we had one in Michigan, we had one in Colorado, we had one in California, and we had so that's Hunter. So we had 5 divisions, and we had a grand final every year for about. I did it for 6 years. I went to all of them, all of them. I had the Metro D in my place who was supposed to replace me. He was good to replace me, but he decided to come with me on the trip. So my partner was not happy with that because that's Didier. Didier used to come with me in all of the trips we did at the time. And in the States, there are beautiful snow. I never skied Utah, but I understand it's light and it's beautiful. Never did. But in Europe, I had a good time in Les Ans, I had a good time in Chamonix, I had a good time in all over the place. we go.
But
Yeah.
I think the worst one.
Oh, the worst one. That's even better.
We have
We
to
never-
put the worst one.
It's half full.
The worst one is La Vallée Blanche.
Right.
Why?
Took us over 6 hours to go down. And we didn't even go all the way down. You have to walk up to get the train to go back to the town. That's what-
Hey guys,
We have
he
some
wants
picture,
he wants
beautiful
to
picture.
scare you.
Yeah.
But I tell you something, La Vallée Blanche, I did it when I was younger. I couldn't do it last time with them. I couldn't because I am too old now for that. But the first time I did it, we were a group of 5 or 6 of us, and we decided to go. And we were following. Didier, you were there, huh?
Yeah.
We were following the guide. And I think I was we were in Corday from one to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5.
Oh, really?
We were attached.
Wow.
That was a very blanche. And the first one goes, he stopped, that's a guide. And we had a guide at the end also. And the guide said, oh, stop. Okay guys, we have to jump now with the skis on. So we said, okay. So number 2 went in, I think it was John, goes in. I am number 3. I was lucky I was in the middle. And I jumped. And whoop, the snow disappeared. And I am with the car. So I had no danger for me, but I looked and we could see about, I don't know, 20 feet, 25 feet is for the crevasse. And I fell in it, thanks to the Corday, I'm alive today. And that was scary, but I never go into scary stories.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's just some of the.
When you look in the back, that's what happened. I was going to say that, but I forgot. When you look, okay, now I am safe. And one more thing, to go to the refuge, you remember? There was 2 peaks, and we had to jump from one to another.
You take the skis off too, some spot.
Originally, they said, oh, well, that was your trip. I'm sorry, I was not there. But mine, you were not with us.
No,
Mine, we got to the refuge, and we had to jump with the skis on.
Yeah.
About, I would say, at least a meter and a half. It was scary when we went to the refuge. I said, I promise, I have gone through a lot of scary things in my life, especially sailing, the way I did sailing. I tell you, it was scary. It was scary. But no, let's forget the good thing. Let's remember the good thing that happened to the
It was fun.
You're still here, right? I mean, you made it. Gerard?
Yeah.
But if I may,
Of course.
not everything was rosy in the Chef Ski Club, especially at the start. Because when we were received in Courchevel by the French people, the whole town organized our séjour. Hotel, restaurant, guide, everything that was done by the town of Courchevel. When we had the French the year after coming up, Hunter helped us by receiving those people on the mountain, but the rest was up to us. We had to
Do it all.
arrange a restaurant in Margaretville, in Hunter. We had to arrange a restaurant in the city. We had to arrange the bus back and forth. And we didn't have any money for that. The club was not created yet.
This is the treasurer, by the way.
So, so that's what we started, make Maxine our credit card and said,
Oh, man.
we need the bus, we need this, we need that. We had to visit to the Culinary Institute, which was a flop because the bus driver didn't know where to go. And we said, we need, so I said, Jackie, how much can you put in? Gerard, how much can you put in? And me, and Michel, and Lavillotti, and all those in our group.
Yeah.
We said we need money. So finally everybody chipped in, and that we said we got to make a club. So we made a club, we start paying dues, and we start getting our money back, and now we are a good money-wise.
Are you good in
Yeah.
good financial shape
Yes.
now?
That's
good.
That was something I just wanted to mention because, Jackie, everything, it was fine, yeah, super. He's very optimistic and very.
I mean, I think a lot of people know you guys, and you two in particular. And Jackie, Jackie's the front man.
It's like every good couple. They don't see the same way, all of them. But they agree with each other.
Yeah.
And with Jean-Pierre and I, that's one thing we pay attention to, is make sure that we agree together. Now, once we agree together, then we go to the 5 of us and we expose our friends. That's the way we do it. And that's why we succeeded. It's not only because of one of us or 2 of us, it's because of 5 of us. And we decide, and we organize, and we're not afraid to do some work, all of us. We're not afraid to do some work because that's part of us getting younger.
But that's great. It's a great point, Jean-Pierre, is that it wasn't all roses and, you know,
No. We had some struggle.
it was a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
But you had a good team.
Yes, everybody cooperated, everybody was, you know, everybody was enthusiastic about doing that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is your passion.
Yeah. As for the pétanque, we started on the parking lot of Hunter. We were about a dozen French people,
Yeah.
except Sylvie and Natasha.
Yeah.
There was that group, 12 to 15 people, every weekend, every day, parking on the, as I said before, casse-croûte and sandwich and wine on the top of the car. But when we decided to move to Hunter,
To buy,
that's where the thing grew, because we were exposed. Now we have the sign, CB's Court, and people come and say, oh, what is this? Now we have about 50 to 60 American people that had no clue what pétanque was, and they are enthusiastic to come every weekend with us, every competition we have.
that's amazing.
And now we have American that are winning over some French on the game. And that is, you know, what I think is great.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible what you've accomplished
Yeah.
in our town. Okay, one more fun one. So, we've been here a long time. We're here, by the way, this is the former site of La Cascade, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Down there.
That's
Down here.
the cousin of my wife.
Really?
He used to own the.
Josie, that was Josianne's cousin?
Yeah,
Wow, I didn't know that.
yeah, that's Louis Jamet and Colette Jamet. That's
Wow.
the cousin of my wife. And I used to come here, that's, the first time I come up here was in 1969, I come up here. I think at that time he owned La Cascade. It was the French retreat. At that time in the summer, like July and August, this lot of French people come up here at La Cascade and spend a week.
Yeah.
The real year was 1968, you're right, Joa.
Yeah.
1968, Jojo opened his inn, and I came in for Christmas that year, and we were a group of nothing but French people, mostly Breton. I don't know if Breton you know, but we were talking about it. And we went to La Cascade, and Lucien and Louis were giving us a Christmas dinner, which was absolutely marvelous. And that was, no, it could have been 1967. And 68, that was Jojo. Yeah.
I came after, I came in 1968.
So the thing to resume is that if you love something and you are able to tell the other people, it's very contagious. Very contagious.
Very well said. Absolutely. So La Cascade was here. We had many other amazing restaurants. I have my favorite. Throughout the years, from all the restaurants on the mountaintop that have come, gone, or still exist, do we have some favorite dishes and meals?
I don't know about Jean-Pierre, they will answer for themselves.
I want you all to answer.
But I can tell you something.
next one.
Sunday night, a lot of you were there, by the way. All of our friends in the ski school, they were waitresses at Alfredo's. And Alfredo's, on a Sunday night, if you tell them that you were coming, you would have been part of lucky 10 or 12 people with the roast
Prime rib.
Prime
rib.
As a prime rib.
incredible. The best prime rib I ever had. Rinaldo Ronnie Di Martin.
Yeah.
He was fabulous also, as an Italian. So, as a French, there were not too many French at the time.
Yeah, that time you had the Chateau Bellevue, that's the
No, that was Luc.
previous owner, Eric and,
Yeah.
and Paulette.
And what did
Well,
we were lucky. We were lucky because the best restaurant for us every Saturday night when we were off, and every Sunday night that was Jojo.
And there was a Swiss Chalet also.
Swiss Chalet?
Swiss Chalet was
Robert,
Swiss Chalet was more German.
Yeah, but it was like before Robert. it
No, that was
Werner, yeah.
Werner was mostly German.
Yeah.
Swiss German. But no, not too many French restaurants here, right?
No, I mean, I think if you talk to me and my family, Chateau Bellevue, we miss it dearly.
December 9, 1981, you opened the chateau.
Yeah.
Yeah, you celebrated your 30 years, a few years ago.
31 years now.
Well, let me talk about the chateau because he's right. That was the only French restaurant. We had places all around, going to Phoenicia, going on 28 over there, yeah, and Woodstock and everything. But his place was on a Friday night. If you were lucky enough to come up early, there was two dishes that were the special every Friday: les moules frites, $18 with a glass of wine. The steak frit, $23 with a glass of wine. That was Gerard. And Gerard, we have enjoyed 30 years while you were there.
Yes.
We wish you could go back.
She's closed.
Yeah, she's closing.
She had a garage sale today.
Really?
Yeah, she's closing.
I saw a ton of cars there.
Who's
this
closing?
morning.
That's not
That's,
nice.
yeah.
She couldn't run it like you ran it,
Oh, she-
unfortunately. Well, we miss Chateau. I mean, we miss Chateau.
And your family was going over there all the time.
We were heavy visitors. But we had a lot of good restaurants in our town, and we still do have many good restaurants in our town, great restaurants in our town. But those days when you started the USF Ski Club, there was many more.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, when you look at back, the Ritz, back then downtown was the first hotel that burned down.
Yeah.
And after that, if you follow the year after year after year, there was always one, and it was always a restaurant or an inn or whatever.
Yeah.
And 9 of them altogether in a period of 10 years disappeared like this. So it's hard to rebuild something like this, and it's for our profession. Chefs today, first of all, we're getting older. We're not in New York anymore, so we don't know many people anymore, as much as we used to. But when I look at the new generation, I don't know, it's tough.
It's tough.
I think we had it easy. I love to think that I had it easy.
It didn't sound easy.
Oh,
It didn't sound easy to me. I don't think it sounded easy to anybody here, but you guys did something amazing.
But we hope it's going to continue.
Yes, yeah, and that's part of this, right? That's what we want too from this talk and all of the activities that you guys are going to continue to do. We want this to continue. So, Jackie, closing thoughts. Anything that we did not cover that you'd like to just depart with?
But you did cover everything. You did.
Thank you.
But to end our conversation here, I would say that we all came in with our heart, and we will all be leaving with our heart the same way it was 50, 60 years ago.
Amazing.
That's for sure.
Amazing. Well, Jean-Pierre, Gerard, you guys have anything in closing that you'd like to say? I mean, this is an amazing journey that you guys have been on and that you've talked to us about. you know, for me, I just want to say once again how honored I am to be here today, hanging out with you guys once again. And the US Chef Ski Club and the US Chef Ski Race, how important it has been to Hunter Mountain, to our town, to the ski community, and to be embraced by the Mountaintop Historical Society, I think really shows that you guys have sort of weaved into the fabric of history here on the mountaintop and in our town. On behalf of me and all of us, I want to have you guys all stand up and just, let's give them all a round of applause for everything that they have done.
Hey, guys, by the way, if you don't play return, make sure you come. Because it's a good sport. Jeff, you coming on the 15th? Jeff, you coming on the 15th? Good.